So in this video, I will be doing a quick unboxing of the DJI Neo 2. This is a Fly More combo with the RCN3 controller. So I went ahead and bought this in addition to a couple of other drones, and I'm going to do a quick unboxing, kind of cover a little bit about what's here. I'm not getting into a lot of the features and stuff. I just want to make a quick unboxing of the DJI Neo 2 and kind of talk about things that I liked about it and why I went ahead and bought this. So let's see what's in the box. Okay, so this is what comes with the DJI Neo 2 Fly More combo. Again, this is not the one with the DJI goggles N3, I believe, and I kind of didn't go that route because I already have my own, obviously, and I also have the Motion 3 controller. But let's talk about what is in the box. Of course, you got your usual manuals. Note that there is a little screwdriver here, and that is for the removal of the propellers or replacement of the propellers. You do have two spares here that are included. Keep in mind this is A and a B propeller, so one spare for each side, obviously. And again, like I said, you've got manuals, you've got stickers, and of course, again, keep in mind you do have a screwdriver for this. Unlike the other drones, this particular one does have some screws you'll have to deal with if you have to replace your propellers. Hopefully not. You also have a iPhone cable in case you want to connect your phone to the controller. I believe when you open this up, inside you're going to see there is a USB-C cable already in there. So whether you're doing USB-C with the newer iPhones or if you got the older iPhone, you do have the cable here that you can use as well. So that's just another extra item that's included in there. You also have, of course, the usual USB-C cable for charging and the transferring of video, unless you use a micro SD card, which I usually do. In this case, I think you're pretty much kind of having to do that because there is no micro SD card slot here. So you do have to use this cable here for transferring, or you could do it wireless as well. Now I'll talk about this real quick. I am not a fan of this controller. I've always thought it was kind of a bulky controller, though it is a good controller. I won't doubt. This is the RCN3. I won't get into all the features. There's plenty of videos that kind of cover that, but it's not bad. I mean, it's a good one. It's good to have. I went with this package because it supplied me with what I needed. There are different packages out there. At the time that I bought this was one that was available. It had the most of the things that I wanted, and so that's why I kind of went with it. And having this as a spare is not a bad idea, just in case for any reason I might need to use this. Now, the nice thing about the Neo 2, like the Neo, you do have the ability to run this without a controller. You can run it with this controller. You can actually use an RCN2 controller like I have here. And of course, you could also use the goggles N3 as well as the Motion 3 controller. So you got a lot of options in flying this guy. You don't even need a controller because you do have modes that are built into this. And again, you don't have to use that. You can also even use your phone only if you wanted to. So there's a lot of flexibility there. Let me cover a little bit more about the other things that are here. In addition to that, you also have the actual charging hub, and you have both the additional two batteries here and the one that's on this drone itself. Now I am finding it kind of a challenge to take these out. So you do have a total of 3 batteries. There's 2 here, 1 on the drone. Now one thing I'm noticing about this charging hub is that just to take one out, it's not all that easy. There you go. I guess you would have to have very good thin fingers to kind of get that on and off. I might be doing it wrong, so let me know how you see as far as taking these batteries out. I do like this, kind of nice. It is a little, like I said, a little bit more challenging. I'll give you an example of, this is the one for the Neo itself, and if you notice here, this one charging hub here is a little bit wider. And like I said, you're pulling these from the top. They're not interchangeable, obviously. if you look here, they're totally different as far as what they look like. Now, as far as flight time is concerned, you do get about the same. It's about a minute more with this here. A minute is a lot if you think about it flying a drone, but it's not like a significant amount, I think. So that's my thought on it. You have got the USB-C. Of course, you got a button here as well to see the status of your charge as well. And here is the main thing that I was looking at and why I wanted to buy this. Again, like I said, these are not interchangeable, and they actually mount onto the drone in a very different fashion. If you look here on the Neo, the regular Neo, it's here at the bottom that you'll end up putting your battery, compared to the Neo 2 where it is on the top. Trying to give you a comparison, if you look here, the Neo 2 is a little bit bigger in size, and looking at it from here as well, you're going to notice that it's definitely a little bit bigger overall. Now you do have the propeller guards that come with this here as well, and they are removable. And if should you need to replace them, or let's say you just don't want to fly with them, I mean, you have the option. On the bottom, of course, you can't do anything about it. It's just part of the frame itself, so you can't really do anything to take that off. But at least it does lighten the load a little bit, weight removal by taking those off. Now, another thing that's kind of interesting about these propeller guards compared to the Neo, regular Neo, is that you've got these little kind of a pointy parts here. They're not pointy, but it's kind of like a bump up front forward about a 1/4 inch. And I think that's just to kind of protect the gimbal and the screen and the LiDAR screen that's here from getting damaged. So I think that's pretty good. This package did come with the transceiver, which is one of the things I did want to get with this one. There's a bundle that does not have it, but I think this is key if you're wanting to use the RC2 controller, or like the Goggles 3 or Goggles N3. So that's definitely a plus. Now these antennas are flexible, by the way. So if you were putting this in a bag, they do fold down. So they are not going to break on you. They definitely have some flexibility. I don't know that I push that really hard, but you do have some flexibility there. Now, one of the key things that interested me about this versus like the Neo is the fact that on this one you do have you've got two methods of collision obstacle avoidance, essentially. And one of them is that you've got a camera down here at the bottom, you got one down here that kind of gives you like a 360 in a way, and then of course you got the front facing LiDAR on this guy here that also adds a level of protection. And another thing that's different about this guy, if I can get this off. Oh, there you go. Let's look at the rest of this guy here. So one key difference here of this drone, like one of a few, is the fact that now you've got a 2-axis gimbal. If you notice here, you got it'll rotate for portrait landscape, as well up and down now. So that was one of the reasons why I kind of wanted to get this one. I kind of decided to stay with the Neo itself. I mean, I'll stay with it. If you notice here, it's just a 1-axis right there, up or down. So that's one of the differences between the two. And again, I really like the fact that it's a 2-axis. Another thing that's really key about this that helped me decide on wanting to buy this was the fact that it does 4K video. Unlike the Neo here, you were kind of limited, I believe, to 3K overall, or 2.7K, something like that. And so this is another plus. Looks like there's they kind of did a little different design here on the bottom of the drone. This I guess too, I'm guessing this is more to kind of dissipate the heat a little bit on this drone, so that's kind of a nice thing. You do have a USB-C connector here, even with a transceiver there. This is actually connected in there with a actual USB-C connector that's in the back. Like I said, there's no micro SD card slot, but you do have storage, built-in storage on this, and there's definitely more storage on this than the Neo itself. So that was another thing that kind of encouraged me to want to buy this. On the little cameras, or the little LCD screen here, you can look at modes. Like I said, you can do this without a phone. You can actually use the buttons here to make your selections for the different modes that you can do with this. I believe, what do they call this? I think it's probably called Easy Moment Capture Shots. I can't recall offhand. I'm trying to remember. But definitely you've got the ability to control a few things directly from the drone itself. You can palm launch and palm capture as well, which is really nice. Again, like I said, you do have a LiDAR capability as well as and that was kind of a key thing. I did want the LiDAR. I did want the additional 360 coverage for obstacle avoidance. Supposedly these propellers too are quieter than the ones in the Neo. So that was another thing that I do like about it. You know, it looks like a toy, but it's actually pretty sophisticated little mini drone. So I think this is great. I like the fact that there's a lot of technology packed into this. And what else can I cover on this? I'm trying to remember on this guy. It is about 160 grams total if you look at, or 161 if you include the transceiver. Now the other nice thing about the transceiver, if I can get the focus here, there's 4 screws here that you have there. And of course, that same screwdriver that comes for the propellers can be used here. And the nice thing that DJI did with these screws, if you unscrew these, they're not going to fall off the transceiver. They'll actually stay on the transceiver. So you're not going to lose these little screws if you decide to unscrew this off. And really, that's about it, guys, on this. Again, overall, I definitely like this new drone. Oh, and by the way, it's got a nicer color too. This is a nice color, but I think I do like the darker color that it came with. And, oh, one more thing too. Like I said, I did not buy the bundle with the Goggles N3 and the Motion 3 controller. But if you already have one, that's what I kind of decided. I was just going to reuse this. I've used this with the Neo, and so now I'm just going to use this with the Neo 2 as well. But if you're buying the bundle that comes with the Goggles N3 and the Motion 3 controller, this is what you're going to essentially be getting, as well as this Goggles N3. And this is not the other goggles, that the smaller version. This is kind of the larger version. This is the one with, like, looks like a big screen, but you don't have to fuss with lenses, prescription lenses or anything like that. If you have glasses, you can wear this with your glasses. If you don't, you still have a pretty good screen. You don't have to adjust any diopter stuff. Like I said, this is not included in this bundle that I'm kind of covering. But if you do have this in your bag and you're wondering whether or not you can reuse it here, as long as you're getting this transceiver, I think you're good to go. So that's why I went ahead with this bundle. Anyways, oh, and another thing I want to note about this is I did buy this through eBay, and you've got different places you can buy this. I mean, there's many different areas. None of them sponsor me, by the way. I bought this on my own. I did my own research. You want to do your research. And I went and bought this through eBay. I had good luck at buying it through eBay. I went there because I got my money back guarantee. And believe it or not, it actually arrived pretty fast. So I was kind of happy about that with the person I bought it with. And the other nice thing is, again, the money back guarantee should there be an issue. So that's another plus. There's other places you can buy this. You got Newegg that I bought with before. And again, they had some money back guarantees as well. That's the other thing that I look at, as well as Amazon, if you can find it there. That's probably another place that I would have looked at. I did research all those three along with some other ones out there. But again, it's really, I'm not recommending any specific one. I'm just saying do your homework, see what's your best option overall. And again, you know, just look at that. Now, I don't know what the future holds for DJI and selling drones in the US, because obviously they're not selling today, and I'm having to go look at other options when buying this. But I'm kind of glad I got it now. I did get an extra battery. And again, I'm not sponsored by these folks. I bought this through AliExpress. And again, I look at ones that say brand, and also I look at the fact that, you know, there's some that say non-original. Be careful with those. Those are not DJI products. If you look at the one I've got from them, it looks to me like pretty much what is there with the bundle. Everything looks original. There's nothing about it that I see is fake. Although, you know, you do have to be cautious when buying this stuff. It takes like forever when you're buying it through AliExpress because it's shipping from overseas. And yes, believe me, it takes a long time. But I went ahead and bought another battery. These are like pretty much 16, 17 minute batteries. And I just think having spares would be a good thing, especially if just kind of wandering around, having this in your backpack, and, you know, having an extra battery is not a bad idea. So there you have it, guys. I hope this kind of gives you an idea of what's in the package, and you know, kind of give you an idea whether, you know, it's worth getting, and, you know, looking at what can I use this with if I already have certain things, again, like the Motion 3 controller and the goggles N3 as an example, or and your other controllers. But there you have it. Thanks for watching this video. Hey, if you can, click on the like for me on this video, and subscribe if you haven't. That also helps me with my videos. And thanks for watching, and have a good day.